Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 11 of the Gym Tang 30-day challenge. As a general life check-in, I'm doing a lot better. Our research timeline got pushed back even more, so that sucks. But physically, been catching up a little bit on sleep. Didn't do great. Did a little better. Had my interview. Spent some time with my family. All good stuff. I just overall had a pretty good day. Uh, a subtle reminder actually. Went on a long run and you just get reminded that your body and your mind is usually capable of more than what you think. And what I mean by that is like I started running and my right thigh hurt. Like and then I started thinking about focusing more weight on my left leg and then it balanced out and then that hurt and then I started, transitioning going back and forth. If you ever seen those videos of people just hanging on a bar, then you see that they like to alternate between arms because just having that stress on your entire body versus being able to rest and then go and then rest and then go is actually beneficial. It's easier on you, even though you're putting double the weight on one arm. So it might feel like that you're not distributing the load very well and you're putting more strain on your body, but that hanging position is difficult, man. You have put your arm up, the blood is going extra hard to fly up, and then also it's just your entire body weight rested on just your forearms. So being able to refill your arm in a sense with blood and nutrients and oxygen is quintessential. We don't really have to worry about that when you're running, and that's why it's easier to do continuously than stop and go and stop and go and stop and go. Okay, getting into fitness, but the bottom line was I just felt terrible at the start of this run, and it just wasn't going great. And I just told myself, okay, no, you just this next checkpoint, next checkpoint. And before I knew it, I was like 3 miles in at the halfway mark, and I was like, wow, I feel pretty good. Like it just gets easier, and that's poetic justice for you. No momentum, whatever people say about motivation nowadays. It's just life gets easier as you continue to live it. You have more lived experience, you have more neuron patterns to work from, you have more working memories, you keep seeing the same patterns and you start to make connections, you develop understanding, you have greater network, you hopefully are learning more things and have more things to leverage and therefore more value as an individual, and your life becomes more stable, so it goes a little bit faster as you get into routine, or it doesn't and you're always chasing novelty, but like, you're used to chasing novelty and you have more resources and ability to, so it should, in theory, get easier as you continue to live your life. And that is the general premise. Until you hit a steep fall off, you start getting back pain. Life is terrible. Your brain stops developing. You get more gray and white matter, the bad habits that you put in, yada, yada, yada. Bottom line is, you may think one thing, but this sounds bad. But you may think one thing, but you'll be capable of so much more. And it ties into an idea, I think I've already touched on it a lot, is that you never will feel ready for the task because you're not. You've not done the thing before. If you feel ready for the task, that means that you're not testing yourself. You're not pushing the limits. You're working within your comfort zone. And in order to grow as an individual, you need to develop new patterns. And new patterns are done by, guess what? Doing something new. So you're not going to feel ready for the things that you do, and your body will actually reward you for trying new things. It's wired in two ways, fight or flight. It's either I have, I don't know where I'm going, but I definitely don't want to go into the hole with a bunch of spikes in it, so I'm going to take my chances in the dark forest. It's like this or that. Or it's like fight. It's like, okay, this is a difficult situation, but I think that I'm strong enough to get through it, and I'm going to work through it. So rewarding someone for trying something new over an alternative option versus rewarding someone for working through a difficult task because you have the confidence that you're going to make it through the task, and that is the balance that we're working with as humans, right? Those are the evolutionary traits. Those are the biases that make it so our eyes see in terrible quality, but we fill it in with space. And I don't know if anyone's ever seen that Vsauce video. A lot of people did, like millions, but you are more likely to believe what your mind makes up seeing than what is actually there. Some cool illusions in order to actually demonstrate this principle. And that is also to say that you are not special. And Carter recently put out like an old video about this, really, really well made. But it was basically about, even though I do stand by the principle of be as delusional as possible, you need to be grounded, right? Something doesn't just come from nothing. You are not special. You are only special once you put actions to your words, once you put reasoning or substance behind your ideas. Like, people don't invest in ideas anymore. People invest in products and things that work, like Cluely. you know, people are making those AI startups and they are selling them and leveraging them for a lot of money because, well, they prove themselves to be worthwhile and useful, and people invest in things that have worth and that actually have value. And that's seems intuitive and straightforward, but a lot of people like to pitch very fun and very interesting and potentially rewarding ideas. Anyone watches Shark Tank, but not. It's really hard to invest in an idea. It's really easy to invest in a product that's already established itself, and that's the difficult part. Actually establishing yourself, because wealth attracts more wealth. Right? Do you want something which is already working and functional, or do you want something that's dysfunctional and you have to fix it up? Like, people don't like buying the fixer-upper, but they do it because they got no choice. They take a gamble, they take a risk in order to have potential rewards. So earlier you buy in, the more rewards you gain, but the more risk you take, and that's the game. That's the balance, that's the optimization. So I don't know if that made all too much sense, but you have to take risks to get rewards, and oh. You have to try new things, as in also taking risk to get rewards, or you have to push yourself and be confident and try something in order to gain, again, those rewards. So, be as delusional as possible, but you are not special. You have to make yourself special. That is all. Day 11 check-in. Challenge going strong, and I'm going to go to bed at a reasonable hour tonight. Alright, bye-bye.